what's the most important thing, would you say, for an author to know going in about marketing? What's the number one thing you want to instill in authors that you're talking to and working with that they need to know going in?
Gosh, I mean, I think we touched on it a little bit. You can't just write a good book and be like, I'm done. I'll just sit back and wait for the royalties to come in. It's a whole other aspect of writing a book is the marketing and the publicity, and you can't, as an author, you just can't be passive. You have to be an active partner in it. And I don't mean that you should be contacting newspapers yourself, but you do have to think, okay, who do I know who can help me, and making sure you have a great website that's easy to navigate and interesting, and doing social media and figuring out, do you have like a big, say you live in Los Angeles but you're from San Francisco and you have a family there and a big local network, like you got to have an event there, have an event in San Francisco, but you can't expect the bookstore to fill the house. You have to be like, set up an Evite and get your people to rally.
So how would an author go about that? Are we talking a newsletter, Twitter, Facebook?
Yeah. One of my good friends, whose name is Fazia Burke, and you might want to think about having her on your podcast. She's an internet. She does book marketing, and she has this great book called Internet. I think it's called Internet Marketing for Busy Authors. And she says in the book, her number one recommendation is that authors do build a mailing list. So you have your website and you have subscribe to my mailing list, because especially now the way social media is, and if you put something on Facebook, your followers are not necessarily going to see it because of the way the algorithm works. But with the mailing list, if people have opted in, and you should never subscribe people unless they've said they want to join, but people who have opted into your list are the most likely to open it. So as long as you don't pester people by sending like an e-letter every other day, and you're offering value added information, not just like my book, but here's something special for fans of my series, this new book, and download an excerpt, or whatever it might be. But building the mailing list is super important, and that's really a long-term process. But over time, you could build a really solid mailing list so that a few weeks before your book's coming out, you can send your list and make an announcement. And I always encourage authors to send to their their personal contacts. My book is coming out. Here's where I'm appearing. Please, order my book. Not just on Amazon. Make sure you offer all the online sites. But please, if you like my book, write something about it on Goodreads, on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble, all of the sites. Like, don't just read it. If you like it, review it, because those reviews build, like a Goodreads author, your books, the more positive reviews you have, the more likely you're going to get attention from, the Goodreads editorials. So I encourage people to always mobilize their network about supporting their book. Share it on Twitter, put the jacket on Instagram, whatever it might be. But people don't always, your friends who love you don't always think that that's what they need to do. So you just have to kind of remind them.